to 11. Class is in session today with the professor on the hill as the Cubs go for a dozen in a row, their longest win streak since 2001. It's all coming up on ABC 7.
This is Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7.
If these are the dog days of summer, the Cubs continue to be the best in show as they separate themselves in the NL Central halfway through this series against St. Louis. It's the Cubs and Cardinals coming up this afternoon. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cubs baseball here on ABC 7. I am Deon Miller, happy to be joined by my teammate and friend, meteorologist Cheryl Scott. Welcome to
Thank
baseball
you.
here
So
down.
happy to be here.
We are thrilled to have you as well. Okay. Full disclosure, how many times a day do you get asked to change the weather?
I think we're on a good streak right now. I wouldn't change anything about the weather. I think the humidity helped last night for all those home runs, so let's just keep this going.
Yeah.
Heating it up here at Wrigley Field. I don't think anyone's complaining.
You mentioned this is your first trip to Wrigley. That's because you've been extra busy now that you have joined our 10 o'clock news.
Oh, it's awesome. I'm joining the best in the business. We have Alan Krzyzewski, Kathy Brock, and Jerry Taft just wanted to go to bed a little bit earlier. So I'm so excited and truly honored.
Well, we are lucky to have you and Jerry and our whole team, and we're excited about what that will bring to our newscast in the evening as well. We're also excited about baseball. We bring in our guys from the booth, Len and JD. So she already confirmed that she can't change the humidity up there for you. I'm sorry, but we do both agree that the homers make the heat more bearable.
Yeah, you're right, Deon. And actually, I would ask you both. I was in the dugout a little earlier with you, Deon, and with the cloud cover, it felt pretty comfortable. But once that sun comes out, it is really hot, right?
Yes, I can confirm. I don't need a meteorology degree to tell
No.
you. It is hot. It is hot.
Melting.
Yes, melting. So stay cool, hydrated. Any other tips for the fans out here? I mean, another sellout expected.
Oh, they're just going to be focused on the game today, and hopefully the streak continues.
Yeah, we certainly hope that, guys.
Well, the wind blowing out here these last few days with this heat, and the Cubs took advantage of it yesterday. Our Keller Graduate School of Management statistic, 5 home runs, but not necessarily from 4 guys you would expect.
No, big home run day for the Cubs, but neither Rizzo or Bryant went deep. Matt Caesar hit a couple. Contreras, Soler, and Baez all chimed in. 5 home runs, the most in a game by the Cubs against the Cardinals since July 4th, 2003. They got him early against Wainwright, and they got him late against the veteran Williams.
So the Cubs scoring 13 times yesterday. They may not need to score that many times today as they'll have Kyle Hendricks on the mound. We'll dig into his repertoire in a second. Luke Weaver, as we check out our Honda starting pitching matchup, making his major league debut.
Yeah, how about throwing a kid into the fire? Luke Weaver, young right-hander drafted in the first round by the Cardinals a couple of years ago. So he comes in facing the best team in baseball, the hottest team in baseball at Wrigley Field. And he's up against Kyle Hendricks, who over the last 7 starts has been the best pitcher in baseball. He has the second best ERA in all of Major League Baseball right now, 5-1 with an 0.86. The last 7 times he has gone out to the mound.
And let's check out the perfect pitch brought to you by Blue Moon.
Well, Kyle's not going to blow you away. His changeup is probably his best pitch. He got D. Gordon with one there. And he'll surprise you every now and then elevating that fastball, but his trademark is the ability to paint down and away. There's the elevated swing and a miss to Valencia, and then able to throw that dart to the outside corner.
Blue Moon artfully brewed with Valencia orange peel and a touch of coriander. Something's brewing, and the Cubs hoping a 12-game win streak is brewing as we throw it back to Deon and Cheryl. And as Deon mentioned, they haven't won 12 in a row since 2001.
Yeah, that would certainly be a moment today, guys. Thanks so much. And Cheryl, every time they do that Blue Moon thing, it sounds good. Today in this heat, it sounds even better. I think we can both say that.
Anything refreshing.
Yeah,
Yes.
now you did say it is your first trip to Wrigley. You know, the Cubs haven't lost this month, so
Ooh.
don't screw it up.
Oh,
is
don't
all
put
I'm
it on
saying.
me.
Don't
the pressure
screw it
is
up.
on. It's not my first time to Wrigley, just this season.
Just this season. She is sticking around for the game, so we'll see more of Cheryl coming up. You'll also see more of Kyle Hendricks. As the guy said, he's been nearly unbeatable here at Wrigley. He's become appointment baseball. So settle in as we get closer to game time.
Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. By Keller Graduate School of Management, learn loud. By State Farm, talk to an agent today at 800 State Farm. By Honda, start something special with a great deal on a Honda, now at your Honda dealer. And by Southwest, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
And the sun is certainly heating things up here on the north side as we get set for another game between the Cubs and the Cardinals. Another sellout expected. Fans willing to sit through the heat to watch their team continue to win and extend the longest streak in the game right now. Speaking of the game, an emotional night last night in the Bronx as Alex Rodriguez took the field for the final time at Yankee Stadium, ending his 22-year career. It was an emotional night and an ovation from the crowd, despite the roller coaster he's certainly taken fans on over his 2-decade-long career. Not that he hasn't been paid well for it. It's our Comcast business of baseball. A-Rod, career earnings over his career, $399 million. That's in salary and bonuses. How about he made over $500,000 per home run he hit, and each game he played, $143,318. Safe to say that is a different tax bracket than the one that I operate in. Yankees manager Joe Girardi did admit it was a difficult decision not to start A-Rod in the field last night.
You know, I think some people think that I wanted to make negative decisions, but that's not the case. I have a huge heart. And if this is the last time he plays, I wanted it to be something I never forgot.
And no one will forget A-Rod. Cubs wouldn't forget a 12-game winning streak either. They're trying to make that happen this afternoon against the Cardinals. Getting closer to first pitch here on ABC 7.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC7 is being brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Visit buyhyundai.com. By Lakeside Bank, celebrating 50 years of financial strength. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. By new BP gasoline with Invigorate, our best fuel ever. And by the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way.
Speaking of our favorite auto group, it is time to take a look at the NL Central standings brought to you by the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group. Check it out. Cubs with a 14-game lead over these Cardinals, who continue to chase the leaders in baseball. Pirates just a half game behind St. Louis at this point in August. So the lead continues to grow. Time for our State Farm fan of the game, our super fan. I'm dubbing this guy Mini Schwarber. How great is this, right? Getting around on a scooter on a very hot day, not bothered by the heat. You shouldn't be either, because we've got baseball coming up, and if you're watching, you're in air conditioning, so you're likely enjoying it, that is for sure. Welcome back to Cubs baseball here on ABC7. We're certainly getting closer to first pitch. You know, the Cubs have gone 12-2 when facing rookie pitchers for the first time this season. That certainly doesn't bode well for St. Louis starter Luke Weaver, who gets to take the hill here at Wrigley today to make his debut. Here is Joe Madden on facing Weaver for the first time. It's our Keller School of Management leaders of the game.
He's got to earn all of his outs. That's something that I learned many years ago. So even if he's a little bit slow to the plate, which I'm not 100% sure if he is, but they got, Yachty catching, so you don't want to get careless there. Make him earn all his outs. That's one of my credos with that. And otherwise, really try to pay attention through the first time through the batting order to see if what you saw on video matches up. It's going to be hot. It's his first time out in the major leagues, and he's in Wrigley. So it's not an easy task for him.
Certainly not an easy atmosphere to debut in when the Cubs are streaking like this. When they won their 11th straight, the team's fog machine set off the fire alarm. What will happen if they make it 12 in a row? Stick around to find out. Len and JD have the call coming up after this.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC7 is being brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. By Instant Care, the medical care you need, the settlement you deserve. By Presence Health, compassion is our mission. And by Volkswagen. Disney's new movie, Pete's Dragon, the adventure of an orphaned boy named Pete and his best friend Elliot, who just happens to be a dragon. Disney's Pete's Dragon, now playing in 3D everywhere. Welcome back to Wrigley Field, and today's high-definition broadcast is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. JD, your Mercedes-Benz keys.
Yeah, familiar surroundings. That speaks to Kyle Hendricks and how good he has been here in this ballpark. He has the best home ERA in Major League Baseball, 1.19. He's 8-1 in his starts here. Get out of the gate early, put pressure on this young kid Weaver, making his Major League debut, and handle Randall. That's Randall Grichuk, who, by the way, is celebrating a birthday today. He is not having a great year, but he's put up big numbers against the Cubs, hitting .360 with an OPS over 1,000.
Let's check in on the ESPN 1000 Cardinals lineup. Starting with Greg Garcia, Stephen Piscotty is in right. Matt Carpenter normally leads off, but with Matt Holliday now on the DL, he's going to hit third today. Moss homered the other night. Molina ended a long on-base streak yesterday. The veteran Johnny Peralta at third. Jed Jerko at second. Grichuk in center, and Weaver making his debut. Play ball. Strike one from Kyle Hendricks.
Fairly predictable. He does that a whole bunch.
Fly ball foul to left, out of play.
Kyle Hendricks having an outstanding season, 11-7, 2.17 ERA, trailing only Clayton Kershaw, making his 22nd start. League batting just .210 against him. Paint.
Jerry Meals, crew chief, took a long look at it. Decided it was inside. Hendricks with the 1-2. This time he got him.
I see him maybe looking off speed there. Let's check in on the Cubs defensively, and it's brought to you by Chevrolet. So we had the line change outfield out there yesterday. Now the veterans back out. Zobrist, Fowler, Hayward. Infield, Bryant, Russell, Baez, Rizzo. Joe really likes Russell and Baez up the middle with Hendricks on the mound. And Wilson Contreras is doing the catching this afternoon.
Meals, the Chicago native, Dan Bellino, Ron Kulpa, Chris Conroy are your umpires. And Stephen Piscotty fouls away.
Hendricks, a sinker baller, gets a lot of ground balls through the middle of the diamond. That's why he likes to have Russell and Baez out there. Two supreme defenders. Which is kind of ironic because Ben Zobrist, who's playing left field today instead of second base, has made about 2 errors all year. So it's not like when Ben's at second base, you know, you're sacrificing anything. It's just that Baez has got such great range.
Pretty much all season, the Cubs, according to Baseball Reference's defensive efficiency, which merely measures balls in play that are converted into outs, they're number one. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Piscotty.
Yeah, you know, good defenders, good range. We talked about some of the, the playmakers on defense. Russell, Baez, Bryant does good work, whether he's in the infield or outfield. Hayward, one of the best outfielders in all of baseball. And then you've got pitchers that induce a lot of soft contact too. So if you're giving up weak fly balls and weak ground balls as opposed to line drives, those balls are going to get turned into outs.
Pitching and defense, all about run prevention, and the Cubs have allowed a major league low 3.34 runs per contest. Scotty got hit by that pitch.
Yeah, that it sounded like it hit the knob of the bat. He may have got his hand as well. Here to make much of an effort to get out of the way. This is a changeup, and it just floats up and in. I believe it got a little bit of him. Going after Holiday, had his thumb broken by a pitch the other day.
There's Carpenter.
The modern hitter just does not want to yield. I mean, many of them are real close to the plate, and a lot of them dive, and they're just not prepared to get out of the way of an inside pitch.
Carpenter with his second start batting third, and only the third time all year he hasn't hit leadoff. But as I mentioned when I gave their lineup with no Matt Holliday now, that might change things for Mike Matheny.
Yeah, and Garcia, who batted leadoff today, and I'm not sure how often he will play. He's a patient hitter. He's only hitting .245, but a .370 on base percentage, so he'll take his walks. And that has been the case throughout his career, both the limited time he's had in the big leagues and throughout his minor league time. So, Garcia, without on-base presence, would be a good fit at the top of the order, and you can put Carpenter into a more potentially productive spot in the middle of the batting order.
Garcia with that strikeout, by the way, is now 0 for his last 26. Fouled back. 2-1 on Carpenter. The lights are on. Sun peeking through right now, but mostly cloudy conditions.
Steamy, muggy again today. Maybe not as bad as yesterday.
We were very fortunate to play on time and without any rain delays yesterday. Rain before and after our game really hard. 2-2. The guy wires here at Wrigley Field are as tight as any in baseball. So that net, that backstop, that ball hits the top of it, it'll shoot right back toward home plate, and it nearly caught Wilson Contreras in the noggin. We'll have more on our backstop metrics on our next broadcast.
That's the exit velocity off the backstop.
Carpenter strikes out, and weather at first pitch is brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons. 83 degrees as we get started, but it feels a lot hotter when that sun is out for sure. Left to right with the wind, which can change on a dime. It's like a really large spider web. Brandon Moss, 2 for 9 with a home run, 6 strikeouts in the series, and fouls away.
Kyle, the reigning co-player of the week in the National League, he shared that honor with Ichiro Suzuki. 2 starts ago, complete game shutout over the Marlins, and last time out against the A's in Oakland, 7 1/3 of 1-run baseball.
Trails only Clayton Kershaw among all major league pitchers in earned run average. Kershaw is currently on the DL. Nobody has a better home mark than Kyle's 1.19. At least 5 innings, no more than 3 earned runs allowed in each of his last 14 starting assignments.
Yeah, we showed you that pregame hit on his last 7, 5-1 with an 0.86. No earned runs in 5 of those 7 starts.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
And we also showed you our Blue Moon perfect pitch changeup, and there is again. The circle change, fading, down and away from Moss. Slows him down, tries to beat him with the heater. Moss able to foul it off. Yeah, Hendricks has been a joy to watch. The ability to make pitches. Sinker changeup. And usually a curveball that he kind of keeps in his back pocket. Second, third time through the batting order, he'll use it a little bit more.
Swing and a miss on the let up. So nobody put a ball in play. 3 strikeouts and a hit batter, and the Cubs are coming up when we come back. Let's check out the Southwest Airlines Cubs starting lineup. 5 homers for the 4th time this season yesterday. Fowler, Bryant, Rizzo 1 through 3. Zobrist, Russell, Hayward occupy the middle. Contreras, Baez, they both homered yesterday, and Hendricks rounding it out.
Cardinals defensively brought to you by Comcast Business. You see Moss, Grichuk, and Piscotty cover the outfield. Third to first for Alta, Garcia, Jerko, Carpenter. Yadier Molina, no rest for the weary, back in there today. And he's going to try to massage this young right-hander through his major league debut. And boy, at the minor league level, he's been brilliant. 1 start at AAA, the rest at AA this year. 7-3 with a 130. Outstanding command. He's walked his 12 while striking out 92 in 83 innings of work.
94 on the fastball for a strike. Florida State product from DeLand, Florida.
Yeah, scouting report on him. Top out around 95, sit comfortably 92, 93. Little change up there. He'll cut his fastball, throws curve, little slide piece. Just trying to control those butterflies right now.
6'2", 170. He will turn 23 in 8 days. Michael Wacha is on the DL. Shoulder issue. Pitch. Fouled out of play.
And I'm sure heading into this weekend, Mike Matheny was thinking, well, if I get a long outing out of Wainwright, and there's every reason to expect a long outing out of Wainwright, then I can make a quick move to the bullpen in case the young guy Weaver struggles. But they did not get a long outing from Adam Wainwright yesterday. He was out after 2. It's a little extra pressure on Weaver. Not that he needs any.
Strike 3.
And not that he's even considering that. That's not anything a guy's going to be contemplating making his major league debut.
Is he going to keep the ball? Nope, he's going to throw it out of play. That'll be a souvenir. Chris Bryant. Rookie pitchers have made 20 starts against the Cubs this season. Not just guys making their debut, but technically rookies. 2-12 with a 6.13. So Cubs offense has done a lot of damage against young starting pitching.
Well, and I would imagine in a lot of those starts, inexperienced guys, maybe a little bit gun shy of attacking the zone against this Cub team, and that you can't afford to pitch that way against this lineup. Because they'll work walks, and then you'll make a mistake, and someone will pop one on you.
So Cardinals debuting against the Cubs in the last 36 years. Andy Rincon, P.J. Walters, Adam Ottavino, and today Luke Weaver.
Ottavino, he gets the gold.
2-2. Try it again.
We mentioned it in our keys to the game to put a little pressure on Weaver early. Joe Madden talked about it in his press conference before the game. About that very thing. Don't let this kid settle in. You're in a hostile environment.
Gets Bryant on a changeup.
I think it's important to remind Mr. Weaver that it's important not to peak too early. Good changeup. Got the eye of the tiger right now, man.
Rizzo steps in at 287 on the year. Back sinker missed the inside corner.
Yeah, the other thing I read about Weaver and a little bit of I've heard about him is outstanding fastball command. That's why the quick rise to the big leagues.
I mentioned most of his time this year Double-A, save for one Triple-A start, and he fractured his left wrist in spring training. That pushed his season debut back to June. So if he's effective at this level, innings should not be an issue, right? Because he missed those first couple of months.
He's thrown 83 innings this year. Pitched that high A ball last year, so his first taste of Double-A this season, and here he is in the big leagues. But not unheard of for a first-round pick out of college. He's the 27th overall pick in the 2014 draft.
He was the 6th first-round pick of the Cardinals from Florida State. Will get out of play. 3-2. All the outs for both pitchers have been strikeouts so far. As Weaver throws to Rizzo. First ball put into play, and it'll be Carpenter unassisted to end the inning, scoreless after 1. Great to have you here, and you've got your ABC logo shirt on.
Of course.
Dion did not, though.
Yeah,
what's up with that?
I think we would have looked like twins if we both wore the same shirt.
So what you're saying is wearing the same shirt's
Yep.
probably bad form?
Yadier Molina starts the Cardinals second with the first hit of the game. Big turn around the bag, and he'll hold with a leadoff single. Congratulations on your new time slot. Does that work well?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. I work late, but I'm with the best in the business and couldn't ask for a better city with more active weather to be a meteorologist in. So pretty excited.
We were talking in the bottom of the first about yesterday. It rained hard in the morning and then in the evening, but we were able to get this one in without a delay, which was great.
Thankfully.
How much rain did we get yesterday?
Some areas picked up over 3 inches of rain outside of Chicago, about 1 to 2. Thankfully, no rain here today. Overcast skies bringing some cooler conditions to the field right now, which is nice.
What's the barometric pressure?
It's,
what do you got?
It's dropping. The actual, it's probably around 30.
Okay.
Now, did you grow up a weather geek?
You know, I did. When I was little, I got into weather because of the movie The Wizard of Oz, which may seem strange, but...
I got into flying monkeys because of the movie
right?
The Wizard of Oz.
Brings something out of all of us. Yeah, that's what sparked my interest and then continued my studies.
And an athlete yourself. You ran
Yes.
track at Brown.
I did. I was a sprinter, 400, some long jump. I've always been into sports.
2 strikes on Peralta. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's 4 strikeouts already for Kyle Hendricks. Have you chased any tornadoes?
I have been storm chasing twice. I have not seen a tornado in the field yet.
Is that a bucket list thing?
It is a bucket list thing. The problem is that I'm in studio so much during severe weather that it's hard for me to get out and do that, but eventually it will happen.
There's Jed Jerko on second base today, and he fouls off. He had a good game yesterday, overshadowed by the fact the Cubs won in blowout fashion, 13-2. He had 2 hits, including a home run. Runner at first, 1 out, second inning. Cubs looking for their 12th in a row. Cardinals are a half game out of the wild card currently, and only a half game ahead of the Pirates right now for second in the NL Central.
It has become a one-team race. The Cubs are like what's her name? Katie Ledecky. See her swim? How about that?
She is a rock star.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible.
And you know, you watch those Olympics, and in every event, it's coming down to a tenth or 100th of a second, and she's basically lapping the
200
field.
meters, exactly.
2-1 on Jerko. Grichuk on deck.
Cardinals might be inclined to play a little hit and run at some point today with Hendricks' ground ball tendencies. I don't know if they would do it with Molina on base for fear of the swing and miss.
All right, Cheryl, has Mark Giangreco done the bit that he would do with Jerry Taft to get him to crack up during the weather, or has he kind of let you settle in?
I think he's letting me settle in, but you know Mark Giangreco, he's a character.
It'll happen
he always
at some
makes us
point.
laugh, yes.
So I've cheated here.
Yeah, what
I
do
looked
you
up
got
Brown's,
over
I pulled
here?
up Brown's, your profile when you were at Brown. It says here you set the state record in New Jersey, long jump at 18 feet.
Yes, way back when. In my younger days.
So I mean, I'm not savvy to anything. It seems like a really long jump. What are the Olympians doing? In the
Olympians are way farther than that. They're over 20 for sure. But it was good for an Ivy League D1 team. Not bad.
No, very good. I would argue.
I could probably jump about 2 feet right now.
2-2 to Jerko. Here's the pitch. Got it. That was a changeup, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't move a lot, but it was slow.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. 5 punch outs already for Kyle. And Every now and then he'll dial up a big strikeout game, and it's usually when he's got this changeup working. And this one, it wasn't so much diving down. You know, typically we see that pitch finish out of the strike zone. That time it stays thigh high, but Jerko well out in front.
Here's Grichuk. Pinch hit home run in the series opener. As JD referenced, his birthday today, turning 25. And the pitch is fouled for a strike.
He's done his best work against the Cubs. 360 this year, 3 long ones, a 385 on base. OPS up over 1,000.
Molina started the inning with a base hit. He is still at first with 2 outs. That is high. All right, so television news in the studio. There are teleprompters, but I feel like weather is a little closer to what we do.
Exactly.
There's more ad-libbing going on. You've got your different screens that you're popping up in your weather maps, but you're not really reading off a teleprompter.
Never. Meteorologists, all we do is ad-lib everything. So we forecast, we produce, we get up there, and then we just talk, which makes it easy because we're basically building our story as we go along.
Early in your career, did you ever have the map that didn't show up correctly and you've got 3 more minutes and you're going, uh-oh,
Of course, that happens still today.
And what do you do? Just experience helps, right?
Exactly. You just roll with it, and you just relay to your viewers that technical difficulty, and we'll get it back soon.
The high wire act of live television is pretty exhilarating.
You guys get it.
Looks like Contreras wants another changeup. And we got it. Wow. 6 outs, all strikeouts for Hendricks to start this game. Cheryl, congrats on the promotion. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thanks for having me. Go Cubs.
Tickets are still available for next week's 4-game series with the Brewers, which includes a day-night doubleheader. Don't miss any action at Wrigley Field. Visit Cubs.com to get your tickets.
Well, the Yankees were grabbing headlines last night because of A-Rod's final game, and more headlines today. Early start against the Rays. Tyler Austin and Aaron Judge both making their major league debuts back-to-back homered. First time ever consecutive home runs in players' first career plate appearances. About that.
Yeah, well, busy at the trade deadline, and trading Chapman and Miller away, saying goodbye to A-Rod. Teixeira retires at the end of the year. Beltran's now Rangers. They've really loaded up in their minor league system, so it may be a quick turnaround for the Yankees. Really in in sell mode for the first time. I believe I read it was the first time they've traded a prominent player at the deadline since Ricky Henderson in 1989.
Austin playing first today. Judge in right. And yeah, Brian Cashman receiving a lot of plaudits for the moves he has made to restock, including the Chapman deal with the Cubs. Two and one on Ben Zobrist. Line shot, right field corner. Fair ball. Zobrist towards second, and he'll stop there with a double.
Well, remember, it wasn't too long ago we had that shot of Ben at first base, going through all the gestures because he had his first hit in a long while, and that's long in the rearview mirror now. He's been on a pretty good roll.
There's Addison Russell. First pitch strike. One the count. First time today Weaver has had to work from the stretch.
Breezed through that first inning, 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts. Very quick tempo in that first inning, and one of the things you look for, does it change when he has base runners? Does he become a little more defensive, slow down? So far that has not been the case.
Two outside. Hayward next. Full count to Russell. Play. Cubs run differential is plus 200. It's an eye-popping number. The last time they'd outscored their opponents by 200 runs was the end of the 1945 season. The NL pennant winners that year had a plus 203. Cubs' last loss was 2 weeks ago today against the Seattle Mariners. Right field, and Piscotty will not have a play.
Cubs with a 14-game lead in the division. They've not had a lead this large in their league or the division since 1929.
Good battle here. 1-2-3-2 hit in the air to very deep left. It'll go 2-0. Great at bat, and you love how it finished.
Yep, 3-2 changeup. He fought off some tough fastballs. They tried to trick him. Weaver did not execute the pitch. And Russell made him pay. Number 14 for Addison Russell. Addison on Addison has turned into quite a show. There's your Toyota home run replay. And no doubter off the bat of Russell. Watch him just toss that bat aside. Say, time to go for a little jog.
He hit 13 last year in 142 games. This is his 14th in his 109th game. The All-Star is 71 knocked in. And with that first run, ×2 for the Cubs. Chicagoland's own E-Click Lending will donate $100 to the Pat Tillman Foundation, supporting military veterans and their families. Fly to right off the bat of Hayward. It was hauled in by Piscotty. Hey, Cub fans, check out the Cubs blog on abc7.com. Brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide agent serving the area for 38 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Wilson Contreras, ball one outside. 3-run homer yesterday. 46 games, so still very early in his career. Got off to a great start. He hit .325 in June. The league then appeared to adjust to him. He hit .231 in July, but to start August, .345. So he's made those counter adjustments. .3-0.
That's what he did, rising up through the ranks of the minor leagues. Look at his year by year, the strikeout rate going down, the walk rate up, becoming a much more disciplined hitter.
First walk issued by Weaver. Molina will head out before Baez bats.
This Tuesday, the Cubs and the Brewers in Game 2 of that day-night doubleheader. First pitch 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Joe Madden Manager of the Year bobblehead presented by Benjamin Moore. For more information and ticket availability, visit Cubs.com.
Two hits, including a 2-run homer on Friday for Baez. Strike call, fastball. And his offense and defense. Baseball Reference has him at 2.3 wins above replacement. He is not an everyday player. That's a good number. Shows bunt, takes strike 2. Golf down the right field line, foul territory in the bullpen, and no play.
Weaver that time making sure he got that changeup down below the knees. Floated that one up there to Russell, paid for it. So Cubs putting that early pressure on him.
Emergency swing. Still 0-2.
Weaver considered, top 20 pitching prospect in the game. Their best pitching prospect is down in the bullpen right now, Alex Reyes. He's got a fastball that reaches 100 miles per hour. Ultimately will probably find himself in the Cardinal rotation next year. Right now they're using him in relief.
Pretty good chance we'll see him at some point today. Baez held on the check swing.
The end of the bat, floated out into right center for a base hit. Making the turn is Contreras, and he'll get into third.
Tough pitch, but a good result for Baez. Weaver made his pitch. It's a strike to ball slider off the outside corner. Baez just punches it into shallow right. Hendricks up there in the safety squeeze situation.
By the way, happy left-handers day.
Today's left-handers day. Huh. Surprised I haven't gotten phone calls and texts. People must be busy.
1-0 on Hendricks. The bunt, Contreras will try to score, and he is out. Actually rolled into the home plate umpire Jerry Meals. He was trying to squirm his way around Molina.
Yeah, initially was able to avoid the tag, but never was able to make it safely home. Weaver, a good athlete and well positioned there to make the play on the bunt by Hendricks. So in the perfect world, Kyle able to push that bunt further towards the first base line, get it away from Weaver a little bit.
First and second, 2 outs. It's Fowler caught looking in the first inning. Addison Russell with a 2-run homer after Zobrist started the inning with a double. The pitch. Strike. 2-1. Working from the first base side of the rubber, in tight. Bryant on deck. Their early action today. Houston is in Toronto. Big game for both teams. Blue Jays just got a Russell Martin 3-run homer, and now lead 4-2 as they go to the 7th. Jays got knocked out of first last night. The Orioles winning. Bases loaded. Eric Lilliquist is their pitching coach.
And not only have the Cubs put a couple runs on the board, but they're making Weaver work awfully hard here. You referenced the numbers for rookie pitchers against the Cubs this year, that high ERA. And the tendency is to be a little cautious, work out of the zone. You end up getting into hitters' counts, end up walking people, and you set yourself up for a big inning. Yeah, that American League East, it's going to be a great race. Baltimore a half game better than Toronto. Boston 2.5 off the pace.
As a team, the Cubs trail only the Giants in OPS with the bases loaded. Cardinals are third. Cubs at 833. Giants 850. 5 major league teams have a collective batting average of 300 or better with the bases loaded. Cardinals number 1, Cubs number 5. The Rays, if you're curious, are hitting 187 with the bases loaded. Ouch. 0-2.
That's not very good. 187. What's the league average? Probably right around league average overall, right? 250-ish.
Yeah.
250 something.
The teams in the middle are in the 265 range, 260. .263 is the major league average with the bases loaded. Molina got lucky. That ball hit the umpire?
No, I think it got his chest protected.
Let's see. You're right.
It's,
oh, yeah, got his foot.
After the fact?
Yes. I thought I saw it roll behind Molina. So if that ball does not hit Neal's foot,
maybe
Baez may have had a chance. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. 2 outs. The pitch. Swing, and he just got a piece, and Molina couldn't hang on. New life.
Tried the changeup one more time. Good battle.
On the ground to Garcia. He will throw to first. And the inning is over, but the Cubs strike first. Addison Russell with a booming 2-run homer. It's the Cubs 2, and the Cardinals nothing after 2. Advocate Children's Hospital have joined forces with the Pediatric Sun Protection Foundation, and in the first 5,000 kids today received a sun protective shirt with an SPF of 100. They're really cool Cubs logoed shirts. And the PSPF, founded by Dr. Amy Brodsky, advocates the importance of protection during childhood sun exposure. A few notes here. One blistering sunburn doubles your chance of developing melanoma. 5 or more sunburns will increase your risk of melanoma by 80%. As Weaver, in his first Major League plate appearance, grounds out to Baez. 1 away. And the Cardinal third. Wearing sunscreen can reduce the risk of skin cancer. Sun protective clothing, however, is the most effective form of protection. Sunscreen, if you wear it, and you should, in the summer especially, should be reapplied every 2 hours. Someone who's had melanoma, I know all of these rules very well.
Make sure you wear a hat.
Not something you want to have. Ever.
There you go.
Yep. You're good about wearing hats.
Could have been.
Could have been a strike.
It could have been.
Umpires will not call that high pitch. Garcia needs another bat.
Man, a lot of times when Kyle elevates the fastball, he's not looking for a called strike. He's looking for that right there. Weak contact on the elevated heater. The guys are trying to stay back on the changeup. They see that ball up a little bit. They tend to jump at it, but they're a little bit behind it. Maybe it's in on the hands. Get a little weak pop up.
Leaping grab. Russell. And this father-son moment is brought to you by Sport Clips Haircuts. Ow, he's getting a haircut right now. It's good to be a guy with over 85 Chicagoland locations. Find yours at sportclips.com.
Turn right, pony. Does that get over curveball? Well, it didn't get over. Cut change.
In the right. Scotty has been on twice, hit by a pitch in the first. Carpenter is 1 for 10 in the series.
Looks like he might be pressing a little bit. Going out of the zone. He's been swinging earlier than he normally does.
Lays off the curve that time.
Under such a talented hitter. He's changed his game over the last couple of years. First came into the league, he was a line drive hitter. Hit the ball on the ground a lot. Still, a high average hitter, but he's willing to swing and miss and strike out a little bit more to generate more power. So there's been a spike in home runs big time over the last couple seasons.
On first base today. Moss in left, Holiday on the DL, Matt Adams is on the DL. Some guys have had to move around a bit. Carpenter plays second and third as well. Hendricks ready, a 1-2. 2-2.
Kyle has not yet beat the Cardinals in his career. 5 regular season starts, 0-2 with a .450. Pitched once against them this year, way back in April, his 3rd start of the year. Got beat 5-3. Allowed 4 runs in 5 1/3.
Swing and a miss on the change. And that's the inning. 7 strikeouts in the first 3 innings for Kyle Hendricks.
Third, Cub fans, for everything that's local to you, watch Eyewitness News at 10. Join Alan Krzyzewski, Kathy Brock, Cheryl Burton, Mark Giangreco, and now meteorologist Cheryl Scott. Weeknights at 10, only on ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Cubs 2, Cardinals nothing. Rizzo, Zobrist, Russell against rookie Weaver. 0-1 to Anthony. Night game tomorrow. John Lackey for the Cubs. Mike Leake for the Cardinals. Leake has pinch run in this series. Lackey nearly pitched in extra innings Thursday night. He was getting loose in the bullpen when Rizzo took a bases loaded walk to end it. And tomorrow night's starting pitchers are brought to you by Subaru. Mike Leake, as JD said, he's the right-handed version of Travis Wood. Terrific athlete. John Lackey facing his former team. One of his former teams. Grichuk will not get there. A little bit of a misjudge, and it cost him. The wind has shifted a bit. It's basically blowing in from center right now. We had a crosswind when we started.
Yeah, and you see this a lot from center field. A big slugger up there puts a big swing on the ball. You see high trajectory. You assume it's going to go over your head. So he goes back and then has to scramble in and does not have time to recover. Able to make the play with the bare hand on the hop, possibly preventing Rizzo legging that out for a double.
Zobrist got the day off yesterday, returned to the lineup, doubled and scored in the second. Ripped a 2-bagger into the right field corner. exit velocity on that double, brought to you by Toyota, 105 miles an hour. Those hands ready. 2-0.
Churning that butter.
Jonathan Papelbon may be available shortly. Carpenter steps on the bag. Rizzo caught in a rundown. 3-6-3 on the double play. 2 outs.
Give Anthony high points for effort.
Base is empty for Russell. The home run in the second. The reports that Papelbon would like to start fresh somewhere else. Nationals acquiring Mark Melanson in our Toyota home run can. He knew it.
Yeah, it's an explosive swing of the bat. Weaver's got a lot of options. Slider, curve, change. Little cut fastball.
Two-one the count.
So yeah, Papelbon, he's not having a good year. I would imagine the Nationals tried to trade him. How they can get any takers. Hey, Cardinals, they could start to run out a pretty good all-occupation team with Carpenter and Weaver, Hazel, Baker.
Duke. He walked him. Miller.
Yeah, gotta get Miller back. Butcher, find a Butcher. Mike Butcher.
Lions. Not really an occupation. It's There's Hayward. Flying to right in the second.
Russell takes a pretty big initial lead, so by the time he takes the secondary, he's out there a good bit.
One and one. We've seen just a couple of signs of visible frustration from Hayward here the last couple of weeks. Most part, pretty even-keeled guy, but it's got to be getting to him. Average of 226. Team is winning. He's done everything else very well, just has not provided much offense. Ground past a diving Carpenter, but Jerko will get there. Weaver covering, and the inning is over. After 3 from Wrigley Field, Cubs 2, Cardinals nothing. It's brought to you by 4 Winds Casinos. Escape the everyday.
Today's Cubs historic moment is brought to you by State Farm. Longest Cubs winning streak since 1930. And you see where this current run ranks. We got a ways to run down the 35 club.
32, 35, 38, 45, all pennant winning teams. Strike call to get us started in the 4th. Curveball to Brandon Moss.
I mentioned Hendricks likes to mix in that curveball a little bit more, second time through the order. Seven strikeouts, 6 swinging, mostly at the changeup. Hey, there's another one.
Moss has now struck out 8 times in the 3 games.
He is absolutely dazzling here this afternoon with that change of pace. The Cardinal hitters not able to make an adjustment. Piscotty went the other way, and that's got to be the approach. I'm sure that's what the Cardinal hitters are hearing in their dog. Hey, man, stay back, go the other way. You have to respect that off-speed pitch.
Molina 0 for 2 yesterday. Snapped his career-long 24-game on-base streak. 3 hits Thursday. He's 1 for 1 today.
Kyle's career high in strikeouts, 12. He did that back on June 19th of this year against Pittsburgh.
He's 2 for 2. Disney's new movie, Pete's Dragon. Discover why some secrets are too big to keep. Now playing in 3D everywhere. All singles for the Cardinals. They're 3 hits. Soft contact percentage, according to Fangraphs, 26.1% for Kyle Hendricks, number 1 in MLB. Avoiding hard contact, he is number 2 behind Tanner Roark. There's 24.2% of balls in play have resulted in hard contact.
As measured by exit velocity, I'm assuming.
I think so.
Launch angle or some combination.
He and Scott Kazmir tied for 2nd. Jake Arrieta's 5th. One and 2. He's ahead of Peralta.
This is fun to watch. It's like he's throwing wiffle balls up there. You can see the exasperated expression on Peralta's face, shared by many of these Cardinal hitters. Seeing it. Think I'm on it.
Called strike 3, changeup, number 9.
Yeah, and so then you can crawl inside his head a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to chase that pitch. And Hendricks finds the strike zone with it. He's clinging to that inside corner.
4th time in his career he has struck out 9. His career high 12 on the 19th of June this year against the Pirates. And those 12 strikeouts came in 6 innings. We have a much different environment here than we did when we started this game. It was left to right with a wind. It is now blowing in from center and left center.
This is becoming, comical is not the right word, but it's almost humiliating to see these Cardinal hitters flail at this off-speed stuff.
1-2. There's action now in the Cardinal bullpen. Molina runs. That ball grounded to Bryant. The throw will go to first, and the inning is over. They've stranded one runner in all 4 innings. 2-0 Cubs.
Weather starts with live Doppler 7 Max. It's the most powerful, most accurate radar you can watch. Watch live Doppler 7 Max on ABC Eyewitness News and the ABC 7 Chicago News app.
This has been a wonderful place to be. It always is, but when the team's playing like this, just a buzz in the neighborhood every single day. Cubs leading 2-0. 7, 8, 9. Contreras walked in the second. Carpenter beats a hustling Contreras.
Joe Madden after the game yesterday talking about Contreras said, you know, this kid stays healthy, remains a Cub. 10 years from now, you're going to see the same style of play. Doesn't sense there's going to be any let up in Contreras. Some guys, you know, once they're on the league for a little while, get a little jaded. Don't bring that same energy to the ballpark every day. Joe says he doesn't see that coming with Wilson Contreras.
It is official. Jonathan Papelbon has been cut loose by the Nationals. They've recalled Reynaldo Lopez, a right-hander from AAA Syracuse. 2-0 to Baez. Bounced up the middle behind second base. Jerko.
What a Jerko. A well-positioned Jerko to get Baez. So 2 quick outs here for Weaver. He, you know, wobbled in the second, faced 8 men, allowed 2 runs. A couple base runners last inning. Big double play to help clean things up. He's hanging in there.
Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. That's the walk-up music for Kyle. He takes the mound before the top of the first. Hear it in the background for his at bat. I love that his walk-up music has emotion in it because you rarely see it.
It seems to me his walk-up music should be someone whistling the Andy Griffith theme music. Just kind of a day at the park. Sweet Emotion was released in the mid-70s. Kyle born in '89.
Two and two.
Look out. Everybody okay down there?
Count holding. Got him this time. Second 1-2-3 for Weaver. In his major league debut, he trails 2-0 after 4. The Curious Bank.
Hey, what do you say we take a look at how Kyle Hendricks has been painting the corners? Brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Paint like no other. A lot of chases on that change of pace here today. Maybe the best changeup in the game. Boy, it is such an impressive pitch. 12 out of 16 first pitch strikes for Kyle today. He's third best in all of baseball in that department, trailing Clayton Kershaw and Matt Shoemaker. But it's just, it's like the Olympic swimming thing. It's like hundredths of a point. And better than that today. He's right around 70% today, 75% of the time.
Caught by Bryant. Need it all 6'5" to get that one.
As Joe would say, way to be tall. And way to be quick and athletic as well. Made an error yesterday, hurried to play, and an errant throw. Baez with a misplay yesterday as well. But those were the first errors the Cubs had made in 8 ball games. We're not going to ask any more out of Weaver here today.
Wong grounds to Baez. Hey fans, when you think mortgage in Chicago, think eClick Lending. Whether looking to purchase or refi, never pay lender fees at eClick Lending. With rates currently hovering at all-time lows, now is the time Head to eclicklending.com. Lock in your low rate today. eClick Lending. Point, click, save. Two quick outs. There's Garcia.
Yeah, if I'm Mike Matheny there, I don't know that I wouldn't let that kid take the at-bat. Even if he was coming out of the game. He's got a short bench. He's got 4 guys on his bench here today. Now 3, having used Wong.
You see Alex Reyes. Bottom of this inning. Hard throwing right-hander.
Fun day for the scouts. Good to see the newcomer Weaver and the young phenom Reyes.
So picks it up, throws to Rizzo in time. And that's that for the Cardinals. 2-0 home team. Pete's Dragon, the adventure of an orphaned boy named Pete and his best friend Elliot, who just happens to be a dragon. Disney's Pete's Dragon, now playing in 3D everywhere. And this pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Rookie right-hander Alex Reyes. Ball 1 to Dexter Fowler.
Pretty good run on that sinking 2-seam fastball. He's pitched just once here at the big league level. Big strikeout numbers in the minor leagues. Also walked a lot. So plus arm, a little shaky command right now. A tremendous upside for this young right-hander.
Well, we have apparently a marriage proposal. We could see the fans standing and cheering as we had that shot of Reyes.
Oh, it's a whole Cardinal Cub thing.
Oh, gotcha.
So Romeo and Juliet. Hope it has a happier ending.
Congrats to the young couple. Ground ball right field and a base hit on 97. Reyes got his season off to a late start. Served a 50-game marijuana suspension in the minors earlier. Starting his major league career out of the bullpen. There's Bryant.
The Cardinals have done that with a number of their prospects coming up. Gets their feet wet at the big league level. Does not put too much stress on them. And it helps fill a need too, especially the guy who as a starting pitcher probably could use a little more seasoning in terms of the secondary pitches and fastball command. Not using him out of the pen. He said, hey, don't think too hard. Just go out there and get after it. Throw your best heater. He's got a good curveball too. Big, sturdy lower unit. Powerful legs.
Swing and a miss to get Bryant.
Pretty good changeup right there. In keeping with the theme of the day.
So you look at his media guide bio. 6'3", I buy that. 175? No.
No, I don't think so, yeah.
I'm thinking that might be 6'3", 200. Low and in to Rizzo. He's from New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey.
From New Jersey, but he moved to the Dominican Republic so he would be eligible to be signed as an international free agent.
He was not drafted.
So was he born in the States? Do we know?
Yeah, born and raised in New Jersey, and while in high school, after his junior year, moved to the Dominican. Stayed with extended family there.
So that would be something that anybody could do if they could move to the Dominican and avoid the draft.
I guess.
And then it would allow you to negotiate with every team.
One and two to Rizzo. Fowler at first, one away. The pitch. Diving stab by Jerko to Rob Rizzo.
Well, reach for this one. Hit it fairly hard on the line. Jerko there to make a nice play on him. He got base hit on a little flare last time, did Anthony. And a misplay by Grichuk out in center. This time, good defensive work by Jerko. Take away base hit.
Zobrist with 2 outs. The pitch. Your thoughts on Weaver in his debut?
Well, I thought he handled himself well. I mean, it's a nerve-wracking situation anytime, anywhere, but doing it in this ballpark against this red-hot Cubs team under the bright lights of the Cub-Cardinal rivalry. Started great guns, a couple of punch-outs to start the ball game. And maybe got a little defensive as the game moved along, but stuff-wise, he flashed 95. Good life at 93 with run, down around the knees. Good changeup. I would say kid's got a pretty bright future.
He is making just his second major league appearance, so the Cardinals giving the Cubs a look at their future.
Bumped into John Mozeliak yesterday, the general manager of the Cardinals. He said they're closing in on 1,000 DL days.
Holiday, Diaz, Adams. There's Mo, impeccably dressed as always. Waka, Lynn, Tommy John surgery. Talked about Rosenthal yesterday. Tyler Lyons, Jordan Walden. A long list.
Peralta missed a bunch of time.
Carpenter with a DL stint.
This is the Cardinals' 117th game. They've had three players, play 100 or more.
Fowler goes on a 2-2. He is going to be out. So Molina throws him out to end the inning. And we head to the 6th. It's the Cubs 2 and the Cardinals nothing.
Cubs Brewers, first pitch 7:05, and the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs Beach tote bag presented by Las Vegas. For more information and ticket availability, check out Cubs.com.
Check swing foul off the bat of Stephen Piscotty. Wanted foul past third.
Scotty with one of the Cardinal hits in the ball game. They have 3. Punched a base hit to right last time up.
Hendricks has been relentlessly consistent. 21 starts coming in. He has not had a terrible start all year. Most runs he's given up in any game, 4. Lots of 1s and 0s. High fly left field. It's deep. Zobrist running out of room, and he's got it.
Another day, perhaps. Piscotty hit a home run in the ball game yesterday. Zobrist feeling his way back to the wall, settling underneath. Dave Cella, are you taking notes?
Fine. Camera guy had a shot at a foul ball right into his hands and could not hang on yesterday. Curve caught the outside corner. 1-1. Hendricks has struck out Carpenter twice already today. He's thrown him a lot of curveballs. He's going into today to add 5 more scoreless innings to that ledger. That one hit a ton, but way foul.
And Clayton Kershaw on the disabled list. In just a few days, he will no longer be eligible. He will not have pitched enough innings to qualify to be among the league leaders. So Kyle will likely move to the head of the pack in terms of ERA in major leagues.
Swing and a miss. He got him again.
You see the frustration, Carpenter. This is a guy who is very disciplined, a great 2-strike hitter. But that's a hat trick for him.
Second career double-digit strikeout game for Kyle.
He is baffling the best of them. Hitting that changeup, it's like when you're walking down a flight of stairs and you think there's one more stair there and it's not there.
One was elevated and Moss took full advantage. 2-1 as he gets the Cardinals on the board.
And he had struck out his first 2 times up. And I don't think he was looking change up there. It was just a hanger. Maybe he was sitting on it, maybe not, but just a bad location. Belt high. Number 20 for Brandon Moss.
But it's a solo because he hasn't walked anybody. He has made him earn it. Team leading 20 for Moss. Molina, 2 hits. That's the way it will remain through 3 at-bats. 2 out of homer, Brandon Moss, and it's a 1-run ball game in the 6th. Chicago News app, you'll get breaking news, local headlines, plus live Doppler 7 Max, Chicago's most accurate radar in severe weather. The ABC 7 Chicago News app, download it today. 2-1 ball game. Cubs have the lead. They're looking for their 12th consecutive win. Cardinals on the edges of the wild card race. Half game back of Miami going into play today. Again, they're only a half game ahead of the Pirates right now as well. See, the thing is, the Mets, they lost again last night. They're under 500. They're only 3 out. As bad as it, I'm sure, feels for the Mets and their fans.
Yeah,
they're 1 or 2 good weeks away from being back in a wild card position.
They need to find their own version of Charlie Faust. Charlie Victory Faust. Have you ever heard that name?
No.
1911, 12, somewhere in there. John McGraw, managing the New York Giants, got a visit from a fellow by the name of Charlie Faust. He was like 30, I think, 31 years of age. I may be fuzzy on some of these details.
That has not stopped you before.
Yeah. And who knows? I could just be making this up completely. This might be a bedtime story. But he had been to a psychic, and she told him that he was going to pitch the Giants to the pennant.
Center field, Grichuk.
So Charlie Faust goes to see McGraw at the team hotel, tells her this tale, how this psychic said, I'm going to pitch you to the pennant. So McGraw works him out, and the guy had nothing, no skills whatsoever, apparently. But they kept him on as like a mascot, and they went on this ridiculously long winning streak, ended up winning the pennant, and late in the year, they actually let him pitch in a couple games. Back in the day, guys were much more superstitious, and if a guy comes to a manager back then and says, hey, this psychic said, I'm going to lead you guys to the pennant, you're not going to send him away. So maybe Terry Collins at his team hotel will get a visit from him.
He might be at that point.
A great descendant of Charlie Faust.
2-0. Russell, the 2-run homer. The Cubs only run so far.
And I assume Charlie got the nickname Victory after this long winning streak. I doubt that he brought that with him.
The Mercedes-Benz drive of the game was back in the second. Both home runs on changeups, right?
Yeah.
Russell and Moss. 99 on that pitch, 3-1. Ball 4. Good day for Russell. The home run and now 2 walks since. Say cheese. Somebody blocked us. Here's Hayward.
One of the things that Jason's been working on is trying to take his top hand out of play a little bit. He's been using an overlap grip. He has a tendency to roll his top hand forward a little bit. It's just kind of a little move that it's just become a habit. And trying to break it. And I think you can do it in BP and on your side work, but when you get into the heat of the action of the game, it's just you fall back on old habits. See if you can see it. See if you'll see him turn that top hand inward as the pitch is about to be delivered. Yeah, just rotate. You see him turn his knuckles like he's tightening a bottle cap. And with that, it re-engage. You know, imagine put your hands on it in a position like you're holding a bat, and then turn that top hand in. You're going to have a tendency to roll over and smother the ball.
There have been a lot of ground balls to the right side here lately. Good lead by Russell. That one punched down the left field line, foul. As Carl Edwards Jr. gets loose.
Jason's been better this year down and out away. You know, he's just shown the ability to hit the ball with authority the other way.
It's high. So we mentioned earlier Alex Reyes listed in the Cardinal Media Guide 175 pounds, and we thought it might be a little bit off, but you know, Carl Edwards Jr. is listed at 370. in the Cubs guide. So it's not always that accurate. Pitch. Broken bat liner, and Russell is doubled off first, and the inning is over.
Would have been able to get back on that one.
We go to the 7th. Cubs 2, Cardinals 1. Son enjoying the ball game today. 2-1 Cubs lead. Top of the 7th. Kyle Hendricks still working. Johnny Peralta will lead it off. He just broke his bat as he lines to Baez. A barrel right past the mound. Digger Phelps is with us for his annual visit. Always brings us Sharpies, which is great to have. As always, and nice to see you, Digger. How are you?
It's always a pleasure, and as you know and I know, this is another day where it's not just for Harry, for me, it's also for Ernie Banks, and it's hard to believe that he's left us. But, you know, like he said, his spirit is always here.
No question about it. I saw you down on the field before the game.
Yes, it was a strike. In spite of this guy next to me.
Here's Jerko. Did you have a chance to work with John Saunders?
Yeah, that was sad. Very sad. Linda, my fiance, threw a 75th surprise birthday party back at Notre Dame. I knew nothing about it. He was one of the roasters. He came out, and this is going back 5 weeks ago today. A real tragedy, a great guy, a real close friend to Jimmy Valvano. And that was a part of his life. They were like brothers, and John and I were like brothers. Real sad tragedy for his family to lose him.
Maybe the best studio host ever.
Yes.
2-0 the count on Jerko. By Hendricks. That one hit the deep left. And we are tied. Another elevated pitch. And the Cardinals with homers in the 6th and the 7th. And we're even.
Jerko, a very dangerous presence down near the bottom of the Cardinal batting order, as is the next guy, Randall Grichuk. It's home run number 17 for Jerko this year. The long ball has not been an issue for Kyle. He had allowed just 10 coming into the start, but just a couple of wayward changeups, and he's paid the price for them.
Well, as you know, I know, you play 9 innings, and anything can happen at any time. And Cards down 2-0. They're back in it with a tie game.
It's Grichuk.
So I think we talked about this last year when you were here, but Joe from Hazleton, Pennsylvania, you coached there, right? High school ball for a while?
Joe, man, what was funny, a bunch of people here were from Hazleton today before the game. So obviously I always go down and see him. And when I coached St. Gabriel's High School in '65, '66, Joe Madden was 11 years old and lived down the street from St. Gabe's, and he knows the school, knows what we did, and here he is today getting the Cubs ready to do well in the playoffs and get to that World Series that we're all worrying about. Yep. Class guy and knows the game, as we all know. And what a job he's done this year with the Cubs, as you guys well know.
And you're a faithful fan. You got the Cubs on every day, right?
Well, you know, it was funny watching last night or yesterday afternoon late. I didn't know I have to follow Harry on the video board. Nice job, guys. Knowing I'm coming today, I got to follow that act.
Swing and a miss for strike 3.
But what I love about the Cubs is the extra inning games that they have won. And they have that desire and the will to win. And that's Joe Madden. He's got so much confidence in these guys. And before the game, we were talking about when Mike Bray sung here June 20th and you lost to the Cardinals, you want to go 5-15. So I give Bray the kiss of death. But as Joe said, that break on the road, to get off the All-Star break because of that road trip, as you guys know, was so crazy. They just needed some rest. So obviously with his 11-game winning streak, it shows what's available for the Cubs this part of the season.
So it was a combination of a long road trip and Mike Bray.
Yeah.
It
was a kiss of death.
Yeah.
Lucky the Irish. Yeah, right. Now I'm getting nervous. It's 2-2.
Reyes' first career plate appearance, taking the at bat in a tie ball game now. Travis Wood has joined Edwards.
The strikeout will be his 12th if he gets it, and that will tie his career high.
Well, I think the pitching staff, as you guys well know, has had a lot of confidence in what they've done this year. And yet, as you know, also the addition in the bullpen from the Yankees, that just puts, I think, icing on the cake, especially for the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a move made certainly to try to shorten the games in October.
Yes.
Pitch number 100, swing and a miss. There's 12. Digger Phelps with our Mercedes-Benz 7th inning stretch, the best or nothing.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, former Notre Dame basketball coach Digger Phelps.
All right, Cub fans, are you ready? Well, this is the day you better really be ready, because we're not going to play two, we're going to sing two for two of the best ever Cubs. For Harry Carey and Ernie Banks. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we get back, and we'll root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs. We need a rally. Let's go.
Underway, bottom of the 7th, 2-2 tie. Strike 1 on Wilson Contreras. Side 1-1.
Kyle Hendricks due up third here in the 7th inning. Edwards still up in the bullpen. So his day likely over. It'd be nice to push a run or two across here and put him in position to pick up another W. Maybe if the situation allows, he'll stay in the game. If the bunt situation comes along, he'll get the call.
Favorable count for Contreras in the 3-1. Now 3-2. The scoring coming on home runs.
.100 miles an hour that time from Reyes. Just a kid.
Deposited upstairs. Another 3-2, and this time he gets him. He's got multiple weapons. Quick look at the Ford upcoming schedule for the Cubs. Again, night game tomorrow. ESPN will have the telecast. Cubs will be off on Monday. Joe will have his charity golf tournament coming up. And then a doubleheader, makeup doubleheader on Tuesday as the Brewers come in for 4 over 3 days. One to Baez. The other question that the Cardinals will possibly have to face as they get into September, depending on Weaver and Reyes and how they fare. And I think especially for Reyes, because he's pitching in relief. There, you know, within a game or two of that wild card spot, how much do you push Reyes and maybe drop him into that starting rotation?
Get him stretched out a little bit. Yeah. Well, you know, Wainwright yesterday did not look very crisp at all. If he's fighting a little fatigue or just had an off day. Hard to imagine the Cardinals going anywhere without Wainwright on top of his game. But yeah, that's a great question.
Strike 3.
Pretty easy 100 miles an hour right there.
I think it probably, that question will answer itself. Most managers and general managers would say that. If there ends up being an opening or a spot, you feel like you can get a little bit better, you take advantage of it if he's here and he's got innings left in the tank.
Yeah, I'm looking at his minor league numbers now. 65 innings at AAA Memphis.
That's Caesar for Hendricks.
Yeah, unless there's some underlying health issue, he should be good to go. Gone over 100 innings a couple times earlier in his minor league career. Well, last year 101 innings, 109 innings the year before. So even if you contemplate a modest increase in that, you feel comfortable pushing to 120 plus innings, 130. I think it's just whether they feel like he's ready to compete as a starter in this league.
And it's different with pitchers and position players, but we were talking with Joe about Wilson Contreras. Nobody could really tell you, including Joe, when the Cubs broke camp, when Contreras would get here, if he would get here this season, and how much he would contribute. But he has become an almost everyday player just because he's been that good. Joe can't keep him out of the lineup. On the ground, charged by Garcia. Balanced throw dug out by Carpenter. That's 3 scoreless innings for Reyes in his second major league appearance. We're tied at 2.
Feldko, Chris Bryant getting tall to make a play. Save big with Feldko. $1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
And his pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Here's Carl Edwards Jr.
Carl continues to impress. Good getting out of that big jam against the Angels the other night. Getting Trout and Pujols, a couple of men on base. 142 the ERA for Carl as he takes them out for the 19th time.
Kyle Hendricks leaving in a 2-2 tie, but his line was mighty impressive. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 0 walks, tying his career high with 12 strikeouts. Gave up the 2 solos. But that was it.
The first time this year he's allowed more than 1 home run in a game. The 5th time he has not walked a man in one of his starts.
His ERA went from 2.17 to 2.19. Garcia with a line shot to the center fielder, foul. So Garcia has lined out twice today. He is now 0 for his last 29.
Yeah, beautiful ball game for Kyle today. It will be a no decision. But it sure was fun to watch the Cardinal hitters flail at that changeup.
Scotty hit by a pitch, single, warning track flyout. Paid crowd today, 41,278. Caught the outside corner. Piscotty wasn't so sure. Keller Graduate School of Management League leaders. Second half bullpen ERA. Cubs trailing only the Yankees. So Yankees trading away Chapman and Miller. It has not adversely affected their bullpen.
Now Cubs bullpen in a little bit of a state of flux right now due to the Strop injury. And Hector Rondon continues to deal with a little tightness in the triceps, getting closer and closer.
Curveball bounced foul. In the air to right. And will push it out of play. Let's check in on the Dunkin' Donuts Fun Cam.
Live from
Everyone enjoying their Saturday here at Wrigley Field. It's a nice lid.
Trying to make friends with everybody. Probably rotates it depending on who's winning.
All four.
And right now it's tied, so he's right down the middle.
Carpenter struck out all 3 times against Hendricks.
Yeah, so depending on your point of view, he's either a mess right now or he's due. Coming to face this Cubs rotation in a 4-game series, put a serious dent in your batting average. Don't run much. Near the bottom of the league in stolen bases and efficiency. Piscotty 4 steals, but he's been caught 5 times.
Edwards has a sign. Here's 1-0. 2-0. Chris Bosio will head out before pitch number 3 of this sequence.
While he does that, let me tell you to book your stay now at the Sheraton Grand Chicago for the 2017 Cubs Convention. All reservations come with convention passes built into the hotel package. For details and reservations, go to Cubs.com/convention. And if you're not from Chicago, we invite you to come in for that because mid-January, the weather here is just spectacular.
Very comfortable day here. Ground ball right field. Piscotty will stop. He picked up a third base coach, Chris Maloney. Throw back in by Hayward. So apparently Carpenter was due.
Yeah. Well, and the Cardinals having good at-bats here against Edwards. So Garcia lined out. Scotty worked the walk. It looked like they were trying to go away from the Carpenter there. A little cutting action on that fastball.
Now, that ball was not hit very hard. And I think a lot of runners in that situation head for third. But I also think Chris Maloney really respecting the arm and accuracy of Jason Hayward. That's where his reputation comes into play. That, those are subtle things.
Their scouting report goes, and scouting report, be careful. So you definitely, it's to be careful with Hayward out there. Some guys you're going to push, just assuming they're not going to make a strong, accurate throw. There are other guys you cannot make that assumption. And he's not going to run his guy into an out in the tie ball game.
1-0 on Moss. That's foul. That a dangerous looking ground ball the other way with Bryant way off the line.
Yeah, and Moss, big slugging left-handed hitter, pull guy, but it looked like he was trying to push the ball in that direction there.
Contreras was ready to fire. Rizzo was not near the bag at first. Put the Cardinals on the board. Their first run, a homer by Moss in the 6th. We'll tie it on Jed Jerko's blast to left in the 7th. Three and one.
Moss swings and misses a lot. He's got a high strikeout rate, 30% of the time, and ends up in a strikeout. But he'll also take his walks. Like a lot of lefty sluggers, he doesn't hit the ball on the ground that much. Looking for that inning-ending double play, but
they're loaded.
And the ground ball not a likely outcome in a Moss at bat.
Joe Smith in the bullpen. Yadier Molina.
Yeah, and I think, if Joe had seen a lot of Joe Smith this year and Joe was at the top of his game, he might go to him here with that sinker. With a double play in order and Molina hitting. I just look right now, not quite confident, doesn't have that level of confidence in Smith yet.
Molina fouls away. If you're wondering, your anecdotal evidence based on what he's done against the Cubs does ring true in general. 283 career hitter, 302 with runners in scoring position for Molina. We have seen him really change his approach in these spots.
He's obviously been around a long time, and he's a really smart hitter. He looks to go the other way, right center, but every now and then he'll ambush, he'll cheat on one inside and yank it to left.
One and two. 266 career, nobody on base. 304 with men on. Edwards has been a strikeout pitcher. Molina, long time good contact hitter. We'll see what gives here.
A big decision, big pitch coming. Rookie pitcher, rookie catcher.
To chase. Molina is out. Sliding in safely is Piscotty. 3-2 Cardinals. So with less than 2 outs and first base occupied on that particular play, the batter's automatically out. But the other runners can advance, and they all did on a wild pitch.
Yeah, breaking ball in the dirt and bounces way out in front of home plate. That's a tough one to control for the catcher. And a huge break for the Cardinals.
Peralta with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. Contreras all right. He is in some pain right now. Cardinals have their first lead today. Ball 1. Let's see why Wilson was wincing in pain. The ball came up and got him in the wrist or forearm area, left arm. Three and 0.
Assume Peralta's got a green light here.
Takes ball 4. That's the 3rd walk of the inning for Edwards. Jerko tied the game with a homer in the 7th. He struck out and grounded out in his first 2 at-bats today.
Kyle just made a handful of bad pitches in this ball game, and he got beat on 2 of them. A couple wayward changeups. Jerko's home run, his 17th.
Consecutive misses.
Jerko has now hit 10 home runs since the All-Star break.
Away from Contreras, but the runners are going to hold. And Moss assumed Carpenter would try to score. It is 3-0 on Jerko. Ball pinballed around the bricks.
Yeah, and Edwards really struggling to find the strike zone to command anything right now. Assuming right now Joe's kicking himself for not making the move at the start of this at bat. But again, he's trying to figure out the 8th inning right now with no Strop and obviously no Rondon for at least today.
Ball 4. Missed badly. That's 8 in a row missed. And it forces in another run. So Edwards, who has been so impressive, off today. And it will be Joe Smith. This call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. It's about time. Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC7 is being brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. By State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800 State Farm. By your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Visit buyhyundai.com. And by the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. 2N Cardinals have a 4-2 advantage. And it's Randall Grichuk against Joe Smith. And strike one on the swing. Bases loaded.
Joe worked in the ball game yesterday. Allowed on a home run to Jed Jerko.
Trouble, left center, and a grand slam into the basket. Randall Grichuk continues to kill Cubs pitching this year. It's 8-2, and they have just tied a major league record. The Cardinals have hit, check that, not off the bench. He did it the other day.
Yeah.
With the 13th Cardinal homer. Today in the starting lineup, it's a 6-run lead.
Yeah, that was one of our Mercedes keys to the game. Randall, who has done a lot of damage against Cubs pitching this year, and none bigger than that one, clearing the bases. I mean, the Cubs still very much were in. Now it's going to take a miracle. Joe just having a hard time locating, trying to get that ball out away from him, and it runs back over the heart of the plate.
Well, it's going to be a rough line for Edwards too. Charged with 5 of these runs. And 4 walks coming into score here in the 8th. Jeremy Hazelbaker pops it up. That should end the inning. Bryant's got it. A lot of damage done though. They put up a 6 spot. It's 8-2 St. Louis late. Brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Left-hander Kevin Segrist.
The veteran lefty, 5-2 with a 280, pitching for the 49th time. Good numbers. A 179 batting average against. Heater, changeup, and a breaking ball. Rookie Reyes in position for the W.
In his second major league appearance, he could get his first major league win. And he was good. 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs.
His work and Weaver's ability to get out of that second, allowing just the 2 runs, real difference makers in this ball game.
Montgomery is up. Tapper foul. Field, but out of play, foul. There it is. Curve in the dirt.
Former Cub Corey Patterson celebrating a birthday today.
How old's Corey?
37. Got to the big leagues at the age of 20 in 2000.
On the ground, Garcia moving to his glove side. Look around baseball. Chrysler out of town scoreboard. Enjoy your summer in style with great deals at the Chrysler Summer Clearance Event. Yankees another win, 8-4 over Tampa Bay. That's 4 straight wins for the Yanks. Blue Jays 4-2 winners over Houston. So at the moment, virtual tie with the Orioles atop the East. Pirates chasing Brandon McCarthy early. Garrett Cole for the Pirates. McCarthy walked 5 in an inning and 2/3. I know Dave Robertson, one of their athletic trainers, checked on him, so I do not know if McCarthy left due to injury or not. Two 2-0 to Bryant. Well, let's see. I guess McCarthy did leave the game right after they came out, so it would lead you to believe there is something physical going on with McCarthy.
Yeah, and that's the fear they have here in St. Louis with Michael Wacha, that he may be dealing with the same thing that McCarthy has dealt with in the past.
3-1 on Chris. Big blow in this one. Randall Grichuk with an insurance grand slam on his birthday.
Yeah, how about that?
Garcia again, and he gets Bryant.
This is also the birthday of Tony Cloninger, the old Milwaukee Brave, the only pitcher ever to hit 2 grand slams in the same game. The first player, period, to do that. And also born on this date in 1930, the great Vinegar Ben Mizell. Had a nice career, but great mostly because of the cool name.
That is a great name.
He grew up in a town near Vinegar Bend, but that name, I'm not sure the name of the other town, but it didn't roll off the tongue the way Vinegar Bend. And Vinegar Bend got its name apparently from a train rollover that dispersed a bunch of vinegar that it was carrying.
Yeah. 1-2. In the 8th, and we will head to the 9th. 8-2 St. Louis. Inning is brought to you by the all-new 2016 Mazda CX-9. Mazda, driving matters.
Today's encore of Cubs Cardinals will be aired in its entirety beginning at 7 p.m. on ABC 7's digital channel 7.2 and the following cable channel positions. I would suggest you watch it up to the 8th and turn it off.
Here's Mike Montgomery. Ball to short off the bat of Garcia. 1 pitch, 1 out. This pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
There are the numbers for Mike. 4 and 5 with a 2.54 ERA. He's worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times with the Cubs. Picked up his 4th win. His first with Chicago on Thursday. Worked 2 innings in the extra inning win over the Cardinals. A lot of hit, no runs, couple of walks, 4 strikeouts.
Scotty started the 6-run rally with a 1-out walk in the 8th.
He's got a 4-pitch mix. That was, whatever that was a power slider
Slicing drive will bang off the sidewall foul. Last time the Cubs did not celebrate a win was 2 weeks ago today. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
On the road traveling and want to watch your Cubs? Subscribe to MLB.TV Premium for live or on-demand baseball on over 400 devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Well, the other day it was the curveball that was most impressive from Montgomery today. It's that cutter.
Good chance we'll see Montgomery get some work in Tuesday's doubleheader opener. Trevor Cahill, a candidate to make that start, as the Cubs will have a 26th man for that day. Into right. So Carpenter with that rough start today, but 2 hits in these last 2 innings.
Yeah, you can see he was growing frustrated. His base hit in the 8th following the Piscotty walk. Part of that big inning. He didn't really hit the ball all that sharply last inning. That ball, though, right there was really torched.
Diving catch. Bryant in the shift, and that'll end the inning. That's an L5 in the book, even though he pulled it toward right. Last chance, down 6. Your Hooters hot play of the game brought to you by your Chicagoland Hooters, the original wing joint. Randall Grichuk, 25th birthday, grand slam. Might have put this game on a reach. Cubs with 3 outs to go, trailing by 6. Seth Maness is on.
Maness, a sinker baller, pitching for the 29th time. 2-2 with a 3-1-3. Should be trying to get him to elevate a little bit.
Zobrist rolls foul. So scoreless inning yesterday, 14 1/3. It's a career high scoreless inning streak for Manus. Longest current scoreless streak in the National League. 15 innings, 2 guys. Derek Law of the Giants and
Justin Grimm.
Jason Hamill.
Oh, so I thought we were going relievers.
I was not specific. I apologize.
Yeah, Hamill's got what, a 1-1-6 since the break, on 5 in a row.
There's a start. Zobrist with a leadoff single, his second hit today.
That'll be the rally cry in the dugout. Give him a finish. You never know. Keep the line moving. Explosive inning for the Cardinals. In all likelihood, allows Mike Matheny to rest his closer one more day. Sungwon Oh threw a couple innings in that extra inning game on Thursday.
Russell base hit.
What a day. My goodness.
Well, the Cardinals remember. They should know this well because Monday they were down 4-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. At home against the Reds, scored 5 runs. Pull off a stunner. There will be some action in their bullpen. Left-hander Zach Duke playing catch as Hayward takes a strike. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Down by Manus. Throw to first. He throws it away. Zobrist will score. Still nobody out. Boy, if Manus does not get a glove on that, that could be a double play.
And if he doesn't make the throw, he keeps the double play in order at least. So an ill-advised throw by Manus for a ground ball that he should have left alone to begin with.
Infield single, Hayward. An error on the advance, charge to Manus.
Yeah, I don't know if they get 2 or not, but they definitely get an out on that ground ball.
Mike Matheny. And he wants Zach Duke. Boy, Duke got loose in a major hurry. That's his job. I think he played catch for maybe a minute.
Yeah, well, so it's that plus whatever he gets here. His 8 here after he comes into the game is going to have to be enough.
No flipping. We'll be back. 9th inning. Baseball on ABC7 is being brought to you by Keller Graduate School of Management. Learn loud. By Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Now at your Honda dealer. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM. Zach Duke to Wilson Contreras, and he hits a high fly to right. Russell's not going to tag. No sense in chancing it here, down 5. So Duke comes in, gets the first out of the inning. Duke, remember, walked in the winning run in the 11th on Thursday night with the bases loaded on a pitch he thought was a strike. Javier Baez. Got their closer 0 up. Just in case. Baez batting. Pitcher spot next. Jorge Soler has a bat in the on-deck circle. 1-1.
This has been awfully good against left-handed pitching this year, and the challenge here is just don't have to do anything heroic. Just stay on the ball, try to hit a line drive somewhere.
Ground ball to third. Peralta's got it. A run will score. 2 outs. Baez will get an RBI.
Hit it hard, just didn't find a hole.
It's 8-4. And it's Soler. So Manus with his scoreless streak ending. There's 2 runs charged to him. Short, Garcia up with it, and that's the ball game. So Duke comes in to calm things down, gets all 3 guys in pretty quick order. And the Cubs' 11-game winning streak is history. It was quite a ride, lasted 2 weeks, and still a chance to win 3 out of 4 if they can take tomorrow night's game 4.
Yeah, it felt like a win with the way Hendricks was going along, and the fact that Weaver, the youngster making his major league debut, was dealing with a lot of traffic. But again, Weaver's ability to get out of the second, leave the bases loaded, allow just the 2 runs, and then Reyes in just his second major league appearance, and the big guy throwing 100 miles an hour came in, was pretty darn tight for 3 innings, calmed things down for the Cardinals, and then 1 big inning and primarily 1 big swing of the bat by Randall Grichuk against Carl Edwards, who has been so sharp, but clearly that was not the case here today.
Final score, Cardinals 8, Cubs 4. They'll be back after this.